Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to get started on the forged carbon for the interior. So, what we're going to do is, this is going to be a little tester, see if this works on the 03 ones that I got for the door handles. If it does work, I'll move it over to the 05s, which are my ones. Alright guys, so I've scuffed up in there and I've wiped it down. As you can tell, looks like somebody's previously painted this, that colour. They were that same colour, but I've sanded that all down. So what we're going to do is hit it with some paint. I'm not going to worry about masking it up, and let that set. So I might do the whole thing black and then just go over it with a clear epoxy. I'm going to let that bake. I'm going to do another coat and see how it comes up, and then I'll be masking it off so I don't get anything down in there, and we'll start with the epoxy. Alrighty guys, it's a couple of days later. As you can tell, we've got the Forester back in here, but we are back at it with these. So these have dried for a couple of days now, and they did bake for a little while too. I did get in there pretty good. I'm not going to put any resin down in there. We'll probably just end up painting it with a clear, just to make it a bit more durable. But need to scuff this up a little bit so we can apply our black epoxy resin to these pieces. Alright, so I've scuffed them up again. So the reason for just painting is so the buttons and switches work properly, so it's not too thick down there. So that's the reason for that. So we're going to tape them up, and we'll start mixing up the resin. Alright guys, so I've taped up that. As you can see, I've scratched it with the razor blade, so that will get covered over anyways. Hopefully this works out alright. If we do get a little bit over the edge, we can always just sand that back. Okay, time to mix up the black resin. So I'm not actually mixing up much, probably 50 mils altogether. I did about 30 for the first coat of these, and I still had some left over, so we've got a little bit more there. So the pigment is 5%, so we've got to factor that into the amount as well. Alright guys, so I have the resin already in the cup to your left on the scales. We need 2 grams of black pigment. Should get a syringe for this. 2 grams is not much. Nice and black. So normally a couple of minutes here of stirring. We'll let it sit and aerate for a couple of minutes. And I'll brush it on. Alright boys, so I have finished mixing, just letting it aerate for a bit. You can see the bubbles popping in it. It's like popping candy. Alright guys, it's been a couple of minutes. Let's get brushing. don't know why I chose that one first. Alright, I've got the resin on there. I'm going to leave that off to the side out of the heat and come back in a little bit and see if it's separated anywhere. And I'll be able to hopefully touch it up with that. Dropping a little bit more on there. You can see here it's starting to separate. I don't know what's going on. Here's my issue. See how it's spreading? Yeah. I don't know if it's too thin or if there's something on the piece that's making this happen. As you can see, we've had a lot run off. So, am I not waiting long enough for this to get to a better thickness? Seems pretty thick now. I'm going to put the gloves back on and try to put some more on. Alright, so fixed it a little bit, but remember this is the bottom one, so the main thing is getting the top coat the best. This is pretty much just like a glue for the carbon to stick to. Alright guys, so I'm going to start putting the carbon on. I'm going to start dropping it on. We've got a bit of heat there, so this end is starting to dry. And you're going to need to brush a bit on actually. Sprinkle, sprinkle time. And we'll do some rolling. Alrighty guys, it's a few hours later actually, so I'm going to mix up some clear. Yeah, it's not the best here, as you can see. It's set before, so we need to fix that up. This one's turned out okay, so I still need to roll them out. So we'll get the clear on and do that. Alright guys, I'm going to start off with these two because they are flat. It's got 100 grams of clear resin. Alright, so I just got pulled away for 10-15 minutes, which is probably a good thing because settled really well, so hopefully it goes on quite clear. Alright guys, so I've done the first layer. I'm gonna let that set and I'll check it out tomorrow. They don't look too bad. Still need a bit of work. Alrighty guys, it's the next morning. So we've got a bit of sanding to do. Alright guys, so I am sanding down one of the door handles. That's what we started with, pretty rough. And we're down to that. So slowly getting there. A little bit more with that. And I'll go over it with some parts cleaner, or wax and grease remover should I say. See how it comes up, get all the dust off it, and it'll be ready for another coat of clear, or resin should I say. Ooh, a little bit more done to it. getting smoother. I might need to start doing it by hand now. So maybe not. There's a few spots that I think I need to add a little bit more to, mainly down here, and maybe along this edge. Takes a bit of time. Alright guys, so I've probably spent the last half an hour with the block and 180. Actually came out pretty good. So we're going to try to prep these 4 pieces tonight, ready for some clear tomorrow. Alright guys, done this second one. This is going to need some touch up around the bottom here and along the edges, maybe just a little bit in here as well. It's a bit low, and I've done this one with wax grease remover, but we did get a bit of fluff in it from the rag, so we're gonna have to go over it again. And this one's just been cleaned with water, so that'll dry out. So we're gonna move over to the window switch pieces. So yeah, we'll come back once they are done. Slowly. Got my assistant here. Alrighty guys, 12:30 in the morning, and I stuffed up the driver's side one. I should have went all the way down to the plastic, and I didn't, and the result was that it came apart because the prep between the paint they did before and the plastic was not good. So it just cracked off, and I'll start again on this one. So I've got these 3 that are good, so I'll scuff this up, and I might, yeah, I'll just scuff it up for now. We'll drop some carbon on it tomorrow and get the clear onto these. Well, technically today. Bit dusty, but yeah. Bit annoying, but I'm glad it happened now and not when I was doing more clear to it. So yeah, preparation is the key. Alright guys, yeah, it's the next day. It's about 10:30 in the morning, so straight back into it. Gonna mask this up, just thinking of how I'm gonna mask that up, and I think I might have a little edge at the top to give me the height that I want on the resin and the carbon. So hopefully that works. So let's take that up, and we're just gonna do the black resin on that one, and come out a little bit later, drop some carbon onto it, and then we'll do clear, and then we'll see how we go from there. Right, just letting it sit for a little bit to aerate. We'll pour it onto the piece, we'll brush it onto the piece, maybe pour. Alright guys, so I've got 120 grams of the epoxy there. So I'm going to pour it onto here first, roll it, and I'll brush onto bits that need just a little bit more carbon, like along this edge here on both sides, and along here I believe. So I'll just brush it so it's very thin, and then I can just stick some carbon onto it, and then I'll drizzle the rest of the resin onto it and let it self-level, and see how that goes. Alright guys, so there's the new one done. I've put another layer of clear on here. Might need a little bit more here. Still got some sitting in there. Yeah, gotta clean up the roller and go have lunch. Alrighty guys, it's dry, it's looking pretty good. It's really stuck there. bad. Not bad. It has cooled down a bit in here because I don't have the heater on. At 11 degrees. But they were fully cured, I believe, before I turned it off a few hours ago. Alright guys, I know I said I'd do it all in one, but I'm a bit excited to get this out, let you guys know what I've been doing, and the video will probably be way too long if I did it all the way to the end. So I'll break it up into 2 parts, and yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this so far. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell to stay up to date with this project and many other ones that I do have going on at the moment. With that being said guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.